And I can't keep people under this roof indefinitely. At least I've had it out with Wills, the manager.
He confessed?
To the stabbing, yes. Apparently he did it out of sheer funk. Legally, of course, we haven't a thing against him, more's the pity.
Has it occurred to you, Inspector, to wonder why Wills was so certain that Mr. Ragley had been murdered?
Eh?
Why not assume death from natural causes? A heart attack, perhaps? Could it be that he was expecting the murder?
Yes, but how?
I've no idea. I have my suspicions, of course, but, well, the murderer could turn out to be anybody.
Anybody? Father Brown, you told me that once we got our hands on the man you call the quick one, we'd have a...
Inspector,
Oh, what?
It's Redding on the telephone for you.
Redding?
You seem thoughtful.
Yes. I have just remembered something. That man, the one I have been following. Last night, Ragley thought he recognized it. In fact, he said, "It will come to me."
Well, he probably saw his picture in the newspapers.
But don't you see, the man is an important government official. And yet, he stays here under an assumed name with a woman who is not his wife. Now, if he were recognized, there would be a great scandal. But Ragley does recognize him, or thinks he does. Can you think of a better motive?
You, sir. You seem to have an obsessive interest in my wife and me. Ever since we arrived in this miserable hotel, you've been staring us out of countenance and dogging our footsteps. Now, I don't know what newspaper you represent, and I care less. But my wife finds your manner offensive, and so do I. I have no statement for you now or hereafter.
My dear.
Parbleu! What impudence! Does he take me for a fool?
No, a journalist.
He is mad.
Oh, embarrassed, perhaps. Flambeau, I'm surprised at you. You, a Frenchman, above all people, don't recognize a honeymoon couple when you see them?
A what?
Oh, come on. Last night, that man complained loudly and angrily about the service. Now, when people go to an hotel for an immoral weekend, they don't usually draw attention to themselves. Also, he and his lady wife were both wearing brand new wedding rings.
But his wife engaged
Oh,
me.
you shouldn't take everybody at their word, Flambeau. A man in the public eye. He marries a young lady much younger than he is. Well, if he's at all sensitive to ridicule, it's not the sort of thing you shout from the rooftops. Far better a quiet wedding, a honeymoon incognito at an unlikely hotel.
But I was engaged by
His ex-mistress? Or perhaps his lady friend. Whoever it was, she seems to have suspected what he was up to. Probably too proud to come down and see for herself.
Well, I am...
Father Brown?
Yes.
We've got him.
Huh?
I don't know how you do it. You knew he was a murderer before anyone else knew he was a man. He was nobody. He was nothing. Just a fine shade of doubt based on a whiskey glass.
Oh, no.
We've got him, and he's on his way here now. Put up a desperate fight. Roughed up 2 constables.
No,
yes,
no.
a killer, there's no doubt of it.
Oh, I've done it again.
Yes, you certainly have. It's thanks to you that we found...
Inspector, you don't understand. I'm always doing it, and I don't know why. I do try to say what I mean, but everybody else means such a lot by what I say.
What's wrong? We have our man.
Oh, our witness. Somebody knew that poor old Ragley drank cherry brandy and nothing else, and came in here every evening. And now that man was in here alone, either doctoring the brandy or exchanging the bottles. Now, remember our Scotsman, the quick one. He came in here for a drink. Who served him? Once we know that, we'll have our murderer.
Oh, Lord. He's being brought here in handcuffs in a police van.
Well, I'm glad that I am not the only one who has made a mistake this weekend.
Who do you think I am, Rockefeller?
What I say is it's poker what separates the men from the boys. Then we don't speculate, cannot accumulate. Yeah,
I'm glad to say it won't be necessary for you to remain here much longer.
Yeah, well.
First, however, would you all please step into the other bar? Just a formality.
High time too. Yeah, what formality?
Well, maybe they're going to hang us. That's a formality.
Into the bar, if you don't mind. You too, sir. And Miss Paravant,
Aye.
if you
And
please.
what about...
Father Brown, you'd better be right for all our sakes. Now,
What the hell's the meaning of this? You're responsible?
Mr. Grant, allow me to express my
You can
sincere
express
regret-
them in a court of law when I take action against you for assault and wrongful arrest.
There has been a mistake.
Hey, yours! I've half a mind to punch your silly English face in.
Oh, I do hope not. There's been one murder done already.
Aye, and it'll be a murder.
Mr. Grant, your arrest was partly my fault. I do ask your forgiveness. But last night, a man was killed here, and you may have been the only witness.
Witness to what? I saw nothing.
Sir, did you come into this bar yesterday, shortly after it opened,
Aye, I did.
and were served with a glass of whiskey?
Is that against the law? Not that it would surprise me if it was.
In spite of your ill treatment, Mr. Grant, I'm sure you'll wish to serve the ends of justice. Would you step into this bar for just a moment?
Witness? What the hell am I supposed to have witnessed?
Well, sir, we are not sure what servant, whether the barman or the manager of the hotel or some other person served you yesterday afternoon. Would you look round this room and tell me whether you see that person present?
I went in there yesterday and he was on his own helping himself.
Yes, but, Mr. Grant, exactly what do you mean by that, please?
Well, he was there behind the bar with a bottle of cherry brandy. I can't abide the muck myself.
Would you be good enough to point him out?
I'd recognize him anywhere. He was big enough. Do you have all your inn servants as grand as yours?
Yes. Of course it was.
Did you know that Jukes was the murderer?
No. No. But I should have been surprised if he were not. He dealt in wines and spirits. Nothing simpler than to conceal a poisoned bottle in his sample case and wait for the right moment to make the exchange. Also, poor old Ragley himself told us the motive.
As he told you, perhaps.
He told everybody. He said he was about to expose a scandal in the business of selling drink. Oh, it's a common enough scandal nowadays. A salesman swindles his own company, gives and takes secret commissions, and gets the monopoly of all drinks sold in a public bar. Well, if Jukes had been found out, it would have cost him a year or two in jail. Wills was in the scandal, too, of course. Well, shall we go? He had such a rich manner.
With the manager?
No. Jukes. I kept asking myself why he should sound so disgustingly rich when all his colleagues were fairly poor. I think I knew he was a sham, though, when I saw that enormous typing he wore.
Because it was fake.
No, because it was genuine.
Pardon.